everybody. We're here for the awards presentation for the National Veterans Creative Arts Competition. And I wanted to start out first of all, telling you, all of you know what this is about and why you have participated in the competition. We have different divisions: music, dance, drama, creative writing, and dance, and art. And we have been participating in this competition here at Albany for since 1988. So we are, and I have been doing this since 1990, and it's been a really wonderful opportunity that I feel that we give to our veterans here. It's an opportunity for them to compete in a lot of different entries. They can enter 3 pieces, up to 3 pieces of each division. We bring people into this competition to help motivate them to create art pieces. And you saw a piece behind. You saw a train in the back here, which is a wonderful piece about rehab and recovery. But all of the entry pieces that truly comes from their heart. A lot of folks have physical disabilities, mental health disabilities, the gamut. And so the arts, the creative arts, it's just a wonderful modality for people to feel good about themselves, to express their feelings, to connect with other people. With that, I'm going to tell you some of the national stats and local stats. So we had 126 VAs across the nation participated in this competition this year, the 2016 competition. Nationally, well, at the local level, the total of local entries out of those 126 VAs was 5,602 entries. That's a lot. 3,251 veterans participated across the nation. 2,729 entries were submitted for national judging, for national competition judging. Here at the Albany VA, we had 94 entries. Very impressive, 94. We had 55 veterans, and 50 out of the 94 entries placed first and were submitted for national judging. Out of those 50 pieces, 10 placed at the first, second, or third at the national level. And what happens is when an entry placed first, they may or may not, the veteran that participated entered that piece, they may or may not be invited to the festival itself. This year it's in Jackson, Mississippi, and we put an entire show together. And you'll see it in the background here on the TV screen. That's from this past year. And Kevin Pasiva was invited this past year to attend that national event.
You didn't say enough about it. It was wonderful. It's a life-changing experience for anyone.
Now we have other national events as well, like National Wheelchair Games. And for the National Veterans Creative Arts Competition, veterans have to be selected in order to participate at the festival. They can't just go. They have to be selected and specifically invited. So it's really quite an honor when a veteran is invited to go. And we do have several people in our audience. We've had a number of people. Every year we've had at least 1 or 2 veterans that have actually made it to that level. And that is amazing. It's icing on the cake. So I would like to start out with presenting a dance entry that we had. And if Katie Foster, if you could come up. Yes, I'm going to have you turn around. I'm going to have you turn to the camera. All right.
Oh, hi.
Katie entered a piece where she did sign language to a song by the name of Flight. And who's the performer again? Flight, sorry. The title of it was Flight. I'm presenting a certificate to you for your participation and placing second place for special recognition.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's a beautiful piece.
My name is Kevin Kasiba, and I'm a Navy veteran. And I'm a Navy veteran, was deployed from 1976 to 1979. And I was invited to the Creative Arts Festival in October of 2015 because I had won a couple of first place regional awards for solo patriotic and some creative reading. The Creative Arts Festival is, and was for me, a life-changing experience in the most positive way. The people were so warm and friendly, not just the hosts from Carolina with that southern hospitality, but the people that were participating, just like myself. There were many that had been there from previous times, but they were so welcoming, so warm, so friendly. They helped in any way they possibly could. And the positive experience of this Creative Arts Festival was so exhilarating, it changed my life. The music, the kindness, the gentleness, it just gave me a whole outlook on how I want to be treated and how to treat others.
My name is William H. Quinion. I served in the United States Navy from 1956 to 1959.
I was just there, I didn't be a flag bearer, so I got the flag.
When did you go to the festival?
I went to the festival in Arkansas. I met people from all over different parts of the country, and the most important thing I noticed was that they, like me, had put all their talents on the back shelf and put their country first. But their talents were amazing. And I was invited to perform on stage a poem that I had written entitled Bowler's Dream, which the people in charge of the festival didn't think too much of it to begin with, but it turned out to be the hit of the show, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was televised, and it was shown on national television on the PBS channel for Veterans Day of that year. Okay, my talents that I put on the back shelf were architect, engineer, inventor, singer that was invited to perform at the show in New York when I was 12 years old. I'm a poet. I've written poetry. I've written songs. I have several inventions, and just recently, last year, I published this book that everybody should read about my experiences. And the title of the book is How God Found Me, not How I Found God. And it was published a year ago, and it's available from all major booksellers. It's been translated into French, Italian, and German so far. And if published in the other languages, prominent languages, it could possibly prevent all future wars, which makes it worth everybody reading it if you had a friend or a relative in service.
I'm a veteran of the Air Force, and I was in the Air Force Band, and I entered this competition because I was in the choir, and I didn't know anything about it until I joined the choir. And I joined the choir it's been very good for me because it gets me out of the house and gives me something to do that is, it kind of helps the other veterans to hear, know, singing and clapping and dancing, so it perks you up. Music does that for most people. I won one medal for singing Rocky Top. I won the country category. I also did a duet with one of the other members of the choir, and we won for that duet. And I also sang His Eye is on the Sparrow in the gospel category. So I have 3 wonderful medals that I didn't have before, and I'm thankful for that.
Hello, my name is Penny Lee Deer. I am Sergeant First Class, retired Army. I was originally a Women's Army Corps in 1975, and I went 20 years, and we switched to regular Army, and I retired in 1995, which is 20 years ago already. And I am very active in the Creative Arts Festival. As you can see, all my medals on my chest today, I placed a lot. As far as the numbers and which ones for which, I actually competed in 5 different categories this year. Creative writing, which in all of my art pieces, I try to talk about my trauma without talking about my trauma. If I actually have an art piece, that's the same kind of thing. So I had photography, creative writing, multimedia art, a drama that I actually did with one of our members of the Vets of Albany Choir, Kevin Kasiba. We did a deck of cards. You might have recalled that from probably 1940 era. And it won first place nationally. I did dance for the first time, and it actually was This Is My Fight Song, and I actually choreographed it all myself, and was to demonstrate that I'm not done fighting, that I have more to do, and that nobody's gonna hold me down. So all of this came about because I'm part of the music therapy program at the Stratton VA, and I wouldn't have known anything about it if I hadn't been part of that. I'm in the bell choir as well. I have individual therapy, and I really thoroughly enjoy the Creative Arts Festival. And when I get the medals, and I'm actually in the books that actually show first place winners, and my writings are published in Veterans Voices, I feel that I have been heard, finally.
I'm Roland Abear. Everybody calls me Bud. My festival nickname was Bud Bada Bing. Anyhow, 2002, I won gold medal and was invited to Minneapolis to perform my drum solo. When I got there, I was able to meet a lot of people that I knew from attending the festival in 2001, and it was like old home week. I was nervous performing in front of many people, but having made friends from the previous festival, it was having a support group within the group. And I went on with my drum solo. And to my surprise, my wife and her girlfriend came out and attended the show with me. And she was very impressed with the whole program, how they take veterans with various problems and disabilities, mine being PTSD, showing us support, love, and a way of getting the most out of us. I've done things that I could have never done before. If it wasn't for the support of my wife and the music therapy people here, Rochelle Vishnowski and the staff here, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at today.
What do you think about Minneapolis?
Minneapolis is a fine place to go. We got to go to the Mall of America, and there's a spot that I've probably never gotten to in my whole life, but I was able to go to the Mall of America and see their indoor amusement park, got on some rides, went to all these different stores. They have one of the biggest Lego stores in America there. They just do a lot of different programs. I mean, with the food and the sociable things that was able to do was unbelievable. I mean, the American Legion and all the sponsors gives you a week of happiness. And I'm grateful for everything, and I just want to thank everyone.
Thank you all for participating in this. I know that you look at the staff and the other two art people, the other two, Christina Wilson and Susan Coletti, they do the art division. And we three are always so proud of you. I know many of you come up to us and you thank us. You say thank you for giving us this opportunity. But there's such an exchange that takes place. To me, it's what it raises my adrenaline. You know, just to see folks really work hard to do things like Kevin and all the examples of people that participated this year. It's inspiring when you create it yourself, and then you have an amount of reward that comes from creating it yourself, right? And there's a bit of a challenge for that, because sometimes you give up and you're like, I don't want to keep doing this. I can't do it. I don't have the strength. Oh, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. I'm going to throw it away. I'm going to start something new. Oh, I'm not going to participate in it at all. And you guys were all brave enough to follow through and complete your work and meet all the requirements and submit it into the competition. So it takes a lot of bravery on your part to do that. And when you're able to share your work with other people, there's a whole nother level of gratification that takes place for you guys. So I know we have the art show that is, the pieces are put on display for 2 days. And the performing arts, we do an event in February during National Sleep Veterans, which is the same time we do the art show. But at that time, I'm not able to really reconstruct having everybody perform in that show. So truly, not everybody gets to see all the performing arts pieces. So, I mean, there's a number of them that stand above. Katie's was beautiful, just beautiful. I like to just watch it because I just appreciate the beauty of her expression and expressing the song that she did. So, I mean, all of you. Does anybody want to say anything? Tom, where's your certificate? Where's your certificate?
Oh.
Wait, you have it? What is that? So I have a music therapy group that's called the Bets of Albany Choir, and it's a very experiential based group. I start the season out with coming up with a theme. The group comes up with the theme, and we work around that, come up with a program, and I try to have every veteran in the group be highlighted at one point or another in the program. Once we put the program together, I take it, we go out and perform in the community for some of the nursing homes and senior centers in the area. So some of the folks are here to receive their certificates and medals. The choir placed 2 entries this year, and they placed got a third place for Dear Hearts and Gentle People. So if the choir members could come on up. If you could come up.
Dear hearts and gentle people who live in my hometown. Let those dear hearts and gentle people who live and love in my hometown.
The ending.
Who live and love and laugh and play and save their money for a rainy day in my hometown.
Veterans who participate in the Stratton Tone Chimes group. We meet on a weekly basis, and we use tone chimes. They're like handbells, and I put together songs, and each of them has second.
Some have
Still,
two
she
ballots.
is still standing as a creative writing entry. These are the top 10 that placed this year. In the dance entry, Katie, she placed second with special recognition. Deck of cards, Penny and Kevin placed first. Again, so those were our first pieces, first place entries. And Can I Be Your Hometown Glory was Gina Haltz, and again, she's not here either. But she placed third. And again, it's really, when you look at the number of pieces that are entered nationwide, it's really impressive to see that Albany is represented with 10 top 3 entries. And last year we had 15, so next year we have to do just as many. Okay. And then the second place with Kevin Kasiba and Aroma, they placed second with Singing Unforgettable. And the Stratton Bell Choir placed second and third for the 2 pieces. The choir placed third for Dear Hearts and Gentle People, and Aroma placed third for Rocky Top. So, okay, so I'm going to pass out, yes, this okay. So the other, so those were all the medals that were distributed, or all people that placed at the national level, first, second, or third. So I'm going to be handing out all the certificates for everybody that participated locally here, because we are truly, as therapists, really, it's impressive for all of you guys to compete to begin with, and just because you didn't receive a medal today doesn't mean that your work wasn't deserving of it. There's so much competition, and that art piece right there is really one of the great examples of that. So anyway, it was Judy Kupi had a couple of entries submitted nationally. David Squires, would you like to come on up? David placed last year 2 first place in creative writing. Yeah, so he's got a lot to look forward to. Let's see if he can do that again next year. All right. So David is legally blind, and his wife Bonnie Clyde turned him. Yeah.
Dave, turn your left.
Perfect.
David is an inspiring story. I don't know all of his life story, but he's legally blind, and he does creative writing, and he uses the typewriter to do that at a computer, and our low vision program has helped him immensely to allow him to continue to engage in the creative arts, which, what else can you ask for? So thank you, the Low Vision Center here, for helping him as much to help him continue. And he won last year 2 pieces national. John Serrano, excuse me. And George Knauer was not able to be here this year, and I do want to talk to you about that. Okay, now I would like to hand out all of the art certificates. We had some wonderful pieces this year, we really did. I don't know a lot of the folks for these, so I'm just going to announce the name and come on up if it's you. So Scott Atkinson, no. Penny, come on up and get this certificate. All right, so if you're wondering why, how we figure out the certificates, we do the art folks get a certificate, and all the other performing arts get a certificate. We combine them that way instead of doing a separate certificate for each one. But Penny could participate in both of them. Christopher Steenberg? No. David Stephanie? No. Joseph Horton? All right. Yeah. Joseph, can you tell us a little bit about what your art piece was?
My art piece was an Asian girl with an Uzi.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yep. It was a girl holding a gun.
It's a beautiful picture of the Asian woman.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Great work.
Wait, turn this way.
Victor Reiner. Victor is quite a humorous gentleman. He does a lot of creative writing and does a lot of art. And
Which one is this for?
this is for art.
The drones.
The drones.
Yes.
Drones.
Drones. It was called, let me see, what did I call it? The Last War.
All right, congratulations. Felix Bernardo is not here. Sharon Price is here. Hi, Sharon. Thank you. Congratulations. Felix Ramos is not down here. John is not down here. Daniel Guerrero is not here. Daniel? No? Daniel Guerrero? No. Kevin Brown is here, last but not least. Kevin. And I think I have quite a few certificates for folks that have participated that I know that aren't here today. But Kevin did a wonderful piece here. Thank you for inspiring so many people with your artwork. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Do you want to tell about your,
Somewhere.
can you tell us?
Yes.
You want a little, well,
Yes, do.
I did the train and that's behind
Oh,
you.
wow.
And when I started it, it was purely about being competitive. But as I moved through the process, I realized that what it says could help others. So that's what happened. My motivation shifted from competition to helping another human being. So, and that's, you know, there it is.
That's the love trade, huh?
Basically,
Love trade.
it's just
It's amazing.
just to show people that, you know, life is worth living.
There are plenty of other people that have been in the same difficult place as you have, and I know that you have inspired a lot of people with your work.
That's the purpose of it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Everybody have a great day.
Happy Veterans 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 Day. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Okay.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. Real loud.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
On the count of three, everybody stand up. 1, 2, 3.
Happy
Veterans Day! One more time. 1, 2, 3.
Happy Veterans
Day! Okay? Good.